Today we got two very good smartwatches. On the one hand, I have the Google Pixel Watch 2, which has a great GPS tracking, customizable watch faces, and a very smooth silicone strap. And on the other side, I have the Apple Watch Series 9, which is great as well. But which one is actually better? So let's find out today. But first up, let's check out the price and the design. So you have to know that both watches come in different variations. You can get the Google Pixel Watch 2 with LTE or just with Bluetooth. Obviously the Bluetooth one is a little bit cheaper and comes in at 400 euros, whereas the LTE version will cost you 450 over here in Germany. The Apple Watch Series 9 comes in two different sizes. You can get the LTE or the Bluetooth version, or with an aluminum frame or with a stainless steel one. At this you get prices between 450 euros for the small 41mm Bluetooth version, and it goes all the way up to 800 for the LTE stainless steel one. So the 41mm Bluetooth Pixel Watch 2 is 50 euros cheaper than the 41mm Bluetooth Apple Watch Series 9. And if we're talking about the LTE versions, the Apple Watch Series 9 will cost you an extra 120 euros, but what do we get for that extra euros? As for the specs, let's start with the Pixel Watch. As I said, there is only a 41mm version available that comes with a 1.2-inch OLED display with Corning Gorilla Glass 5. It lights up with 1000 nits and has a very round shape. There are no edges at all on this one, just like on the Apple Watch. You have an aluminum frame, which is 100% recycled, and it weighs in at just 31 grams. The 41mm Apple Watch Series 9 comes with a square shape, 1.69-inch Retina LTPO OLED display that lights up with 2000 nits and has a sapphire crystal glass for the protection. This one weighs in at 42 grams and has a ceramic sapphire crystal back and is water resistant up to 5 ATM. By the way, both watches have a rotatable crown on the side with which you can scroll through your messages, notifications, and sport modes. As for the battery life, the Google Pixel Watch 2 is actually a little bit better. With a 306 mAh battery, it lasts about a whole 24 hours with the always on display mode enabled. The Apple Watch Series 9 has a smaller 282 mAh battery and only lasts about 18 hours, which is still enough to get you through the day, but not really through the night. The charging speed on both watches is great, as both charge within 45 minutes all the way up to 80%. As for the health tracking, the Google Pixel Watch 2 is a little awkward, as it gets so many trackers that only work during the night. So starting with the sleep tracker, which will track your sleeping hours, you will get a small analysis and a score based on your sleep quality. So far so good, but then you get a few more trackers. Like you can see the fluctuation of your skin temperature, heart rate variability, resting heart rate, blood oxygen saturation, and your respiration rate. But all those only work during the night, which is a small bummer. Of course, you can also upgrade to Fitbit Premium for a mere 110 euros to get you a few extra stats, but we're not going to cover that today. On the Pixel Watch 2, you will also get a normal heart rate tracker with your heart rate zones and alerts for high and low heart rates. There is an ECG function. You just have to place one of your fingers on the crown on the side and you get your results within a few seconds. The last one is body response. It's basically a stress tracker in which you have to log your mood every couple of hours. Now over to the Apple Watch Series 9. Just like the Pixel Watch 2, it has an ECG function and a heart rate tracker that gives you alerts for high and low heart rates. There's an SpO2 tracker that will track all day and all night, or just on demand to save some of your battery life. You have a skin temperature tracker on here and a cycle tracking. So overall, I can't really say that one is better than the other one, as both are great in the accuracy part as well. Okay, next up to the activity tracking and the built-in GPS, and I guess let's start with the GPS. I honestly have to say that both watches are great and almost all the time spot on no matter where I go. On the Pixel Watch 2 you get some deviations every once in a while, but it stays consistent for about 98% of the run. On the Apple Watch Series 9 you get some deviations in the beginning, but as the ride or your run progresses you get less and less within the first 3 to 5 minutes. So very good in my opinion. On the sports side of things, both watches get lots of fitness options. The Pixel Watch 2 has got the Fitbit exercise and you have the Google Fit ones, which means you get a whole lot of sport modes, but you also have a lot on the Apple Watch and you got everything covered there as well. They might not have the super exotic workouts, but a lot, trust me. Unfortunately, you can't access the music player during your workouts on the Pixel Watch, which you can on the Apple Watch Series 9. But therefore, you can customize your workout displays on the Pixel Watch. There are 4 slots in total which you can customize. On the Apple Watch, you can only set some goals and alerts and those kind of things. So I would actually prefer the Pixel Watch 2 if it comes down to the activity tracking and the built-in GPS. Now the biggest part are the smart features, and you get quite a lot on both watches. So like always, let's start and check out what they have in common. The best part on both watches are the notifications and the reply options. You get all of your Instagram messages, WhatsApp, TikTok, SMS, and missed calls, but you can also reply to messages with a lot of options. You can either send back emojis, write your own text, use the quick reply options, or even send back a voice message on the Pixel Watch 2 if you use WhatsApp. Unfortunately, you don't get WhatsApp for your Apple Watch, and you have to let your watch transcribe your words. You have a built-in mic and a speaker and all of the features that comes with it, like your voice assistant. It's Siri for Apple, and of course you got Google for the Pixel Watch. Difference right here is that you can even set some frequently asked questions as shortcuts on one of your tiles, which can save some time sometimes. There is a phone feature on these watches, and you can receive calls, but you can also start calls right from the watch by either using the contacts book, or you can just dial a number and call your buddy. Both watches have Google Maps. You get Google Pay on the Pixel Watch and Apple Pay on the Apple Watch, and an App Store, and I think both are great. There are lots of apps available, extra watch face apps that you can download, and music streaming apps, and that leads me right to the next point, and that's the offline music. So you can download Apple Music, Spotify, and other streaming apps, and from over here you can download songs, playlists, and podcasts to your watch and listen to them offline. Something that's better on the Apple Watch is the Find My Phone or Find My Devices app. You can exactly pinpoint where your stuff is all over the world and start the GPS to get there, and even let it ring if you're close to find it even faster. All the watch faces are much better, and I mean much better. The ones that you have on the Pixel Watch 2 are kind of boring to me. They always have a black background to probably cover the slightly bigger bezels on this watch, but at least you can customize the watch faces that you have and change the style of them. You can change the colors of the numbers and change the applications on them as well. The Apple Watch Series 9 is just so much better as you get animated watch faces. With some watch faces you can play around by turning the crown on the side. You can have multiple pictures from your phone as a background as well, and every time you touch the display you get to the next watch face. Both watches have an SOS emergency feature which contacts your friends in case something happens to you, but on the Apple Watch Series 9 you also have mini gesture controls, either by clenching your fist or double tapping with your fingers. You can scroll through your menu, open up apps, or close some applications. You also get an app that knows how loud your surroundings are and give you an alert if it's too loud for your ears, and there is a pill reminder so you never forget to take your stuff. And guys, there we have it. I would personally prefer the Apple Watch Series 9 since I like the design and build quality a lot more, plus you have more and better smart features, which is pretty important to me. And that's already it. I also cover both these watches already in separate videos. Just click right here to get right to them. And I guess with that one being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.